agents and police officers are on the corner there. Whenever you see a large presence like this, it usually is associated with one of their own either being hurt or potentially shot, and they're all waiting to hear more information or support them in any way. But that is not confirmed at this moment. We are reaching out to Memphis police officers to get more information, as well as all the other first responders that may be assisting with this. But the initial scene that we heard reports out of was near the Parkway Village area. This is Perkins Road and Aloha is where we heard the initial reports that there was a shooting, and then followed by very early reporting of a potential officer shot, and either shot or hit by a car. Those are the details that we are still working to confirm, and that the suspect may have ran away. But when I tell you we are giving you the news as we are getting it, we immediately deployed our crews to Regional 1, which is what you're looking at right now. We also have a reporter setting up at the scene near Parkway Village on Perkins Road and Aloha. So if you know anybody that might be in the area around Regional 1, tell them to avoid it at all costs. As you can see, those police cars are lining the street all the way down. We did see an ambulance make its way up the street, but that had no relation to this incident, which probably explains why that ambulance was moving quite slowly. But we are staying on top of this. We're going to stay with this until we have more information. I'm hearing reports from our team now that MPD's public information officer is on the scene, and the public information officer is the person who gathers as much information as they can, and then is the one responsible to relay what they can about the investigation to the public or to the media. Now, that PIO is gathering information as we speak. He said that he would get back to us immediately and possibly have a press availability or press conference to update us on exactly what happened. But we heard reports very early, not confirmed reports, about an officer that may have been shot or ran over by a car, and a suspect that may have ran away. So we are monitoring this. Our first instinct, of course, was to send a reporter to the hospital, where now we are seeing a huge police presence, and which indicates that something clearly is not right. You do not see this when something you see this when something is not going right here. You can see a little closer that officers are on the curb there, and their cruisers are just lining the streets right next to Regional 1. This all unfolded at 8:20. So now we are looking at the live scene on Perkins Road and Aloha. This is our reporter crew out there now. This is where we got the initial reports that there was a shooting possibly involving an officer. I see that what may be National Guard troops on the ground there. And as you all know, the Memphis Safe Task Force is in town. So in situations like this, it does, beg to have more of a presence from the various agencies. So we are seeing some more law enforcement support. You can see some cars, law enforcement. They might be trying to shut down the road. They are walking in the road clearly, but traffic is still making their way through. If you know anybody in the Parkway Village area around Perkins Road and Aloha, best to avoid this. You're looking at a side-by-side now of the two scenes that we are currently bringing you live pictures of. On the left side of the screen, you're looking at Regional 1, where we see law enforcement sitting outside, standing outside, hopefully trying to get more information from them as to exactly what is happening. But their cruisers are lining the entire street of outside Regional 1. Now, on the right side of the screen, you are looking at where we got reports of the initial shooting, and this is near Parkway Village on Perkins Road and Aloha. Now, the National Guard is there, as I'm hearing now from our reporter, Ezekiel Telemaco, is at the scene on the right side. That's near Parkway Village at Perkins Road and Aloha. Our Lauren Turman is at Regional 1, giving you the live look at Regional 1. So she's out there. We are covering this as best as we can with the little information that we do have, and we are Still waiting to hear back from Memphis Police to confirm as to whether one of their police officers was shot or ran over by a car. But clearly a lot of their agents are also, or officers are also trying to either give support or possibly learn exactly the status of one of their own. We are not exactly clear if the officer is already inside of the hospital or if that officer is still making their way to the hospital, or if an officer is shot at all. Again, this is all very preliminary information. We're taking you now live totally to Regional 1 Hospital, where we are showing you a live look at the police presence, waiting to hear or support exactly what is happening here. But we are giving you the information as we are also getting it now. I am keeping in touch with both of our crews on the ground here, and this all started just around the 8:20 tonight, where we got reports that an officer may have possibly been shot or hit by a car and that a suspect ran away. So it's not clear whether there is even a suspect or if the police have anybody in mind. We gave you a look at the scene near Parkway Village just a few moments ago. That's where all of this started, and now we have another crew. We immediately thought to send a crew to the scene and a crew to Regional 1 because in moments like this where an officer may potentially be hurt or shot, you will tend to see their colleagues, their family, their support, other first responders, police, law enforcement, just agencies from all over that are helping with this. They will show up in full force to either support or find out more about what is going on. So as you can see here, there is a large presence outside of Regional 1. Best to avoid this area in the medical district if you can. We still have not confirmed whether that officer is hurt or even shot or inside Regional 1 at all, but we are waiting. We know that the public information officer with Memphis Police is on the scene. That is on the scene, I believe, at Perkins Road and Aloha, where they are gathering information, and the public information officers are the ones who are relaying to the media what they know about the investigation. But a lot of that information is very early or preliminary, as you would say, as well. So there's not a lot that they will be able to tell us until they really gather all of the evidence here. But we know that the Memphis Safe Task Force is also in town, has been in town for a few months now. So we saw some National Guard members on the streets earlier at the scene of Perkins Road in Aloha. I wasn't quite sure whether or not they were trying to block the road off, but they were certainly there. We saw some law enforcement cars as well, but the scene didn't really seem as active anymore. What's really active is really what you're looking at right now outside of Regional 1, where we're seeing a large, heavy police presence trying to get information still now on whether or not one of their own was in fact hurt. So this all started around 8:20 p.m. tonight. That's when we started hearing the reports initially, and our team heard that either a police officer was shot or hit by a car. So we are hearing now, so we have two reporters that are covering the scenes now. We have our Lauren Turman, who is at Regional 1 Health, and we have our Ezekiel Telemaco, who is at the initial scene of Perkins Road and Aloha. So that's near Parkway Village. So we're working as best as we can to bring you as much as we can. We also have our team here in studio who are actively reaching out to Memphis Police and all the first responding agencies. I'll quickly talk about our digital producer, Jeremiah Hall, who's giving me updates in real time that police are still actively looking for a suspect. Does not know if they have anyone in custody, but they are searching for someone. So he is in contact right now with Memphis Police as we're getting more information. So there is a suspect here. We're still waiting to hear exactly if an officer was shot or not, but sounds like now we are being told that police are looking for a suspect. So we have two reporters tonight. We have Lauren Turman at Regional 1 Health, and we have our Ezekiel Telemaco near Parkway Village at Perkins Road and Aloha, who is setting up, from what I'm hearing right now, to give us a little bit more of what he's seeing out there on the streets of where this initially all happened. So we started hearing reports around 8:20 tonight. So we are coming up on about an hour since this broke. So I'm hearing we can go ahead and take our Ezekiel Telemaco, who is live near Parkway Village. So Ezekiel, lay out the scene for us. How soon did you get out there, and what exactly have you seen since?
some National Guard members redirecting traffic. You can actually see one of the military police. To get to the in this no man's land area, you can hear some police sirens. There's so much police presence. This is probably the most police presence that I've seen on any story that I've covered in Memphis.
All right, so we are working to get Ezekiel's microphone or sound turned up a little bit. So Ezekiel, if you can hear me, hopefully the crew out there can help you with getting that sound up so we can hear you a little bit better. But he was mentioning that there were National Guard troops patrolling around the area, and he is going, you can tell this is a very fluid situation, so please forgive us on any technical difficulties. We will work on that as soon as we can so we can get Ezekiel back so you can paint the picture a little bit better for us. We're turning it now back to Regional 1, where we're seeing a live police presence outside of the hospital here. We have confirmation now from Memphis police to our team in-house that they are looking for a suspect, but we are still working to find out exactly if an officer was in fact shot or injured or taken to Regional 1. We know that there's a heavy police presence, and in times like this, whenever one of their own may be injured or shot, they typically do show up in large support, either trying to figure out the status of one of their own or possibly trying to figure out more information. But we are monitoring that situation. You can see police cars are lining the streets there. It looks like it's not totally closed off, so anybody that needs to make their way through can, especially for any ambulances or other first responders that might need to make their way through. But if you can, avoid that area around Regional 1 in the medical district. So we are still monitoring the situation. We're working to get Ezekiel's microphone up and running so that we can hear him a little bit better, but we are still monitoring both live scenes here. We are going to try to take Ezekiel live again, who is out near Parkway Village on Perkins Road and Aloha, and he is going to give us a little bit more of what he's seen since he's gotten there, including the number of National Guard members. So Ezekiel, if you can hear me, help lay out the land a little bit more for us here. All right, so it looks like we're still having problems with Ezekiel. We'll see if we can get that up for you.
They're still having problems with us.
Bro, I don't know what to do. I've literally done everything I can do.
Testing, 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 testing. Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
I've got picture, I got sound.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on.
It is live TV right now, so as you can see, we're just still working through some technicalities here. But we'll go back to Ezekiel in just a moment. I'll recap for you what we know. It's not a lot, so we are bringing you the news in real time as we are getting it, because we want you to stay up to date with what you need to know about your community. So right now, around 8:20, we got word that an officer was either shot or hit by a car, and that a suspect ran away. That was not confirmed, and the officer either being shot or injured or hit by a car is still not confirmed, but we were able to get word from MPD and to our crew here at home that they are looking for a suspect. So there was some incident that transpired enough for them to be looking actively for a suspect. We have our Lauren Turman bringing you that live picture outside of Regional 1 Hospital right now, Regional 1 Health in the medical district, where we saw a large presence of police officers lining the streets. We saw an ambulance come in, but we were told that that had nothing to do with this incident. We are not sure if the officer is even hurt, but if they're even inside of the hospital at this time. So we are still waiting and working to get that information. Memphis police have what is called a public information officer. We often use the term PIO for short, and that is the person who is employed by Memphis Police. They are an officer, but they are the ones who are there to give information of what is happening with the investigation, and as much as they can tell us to the media so that we can tell you. So that person, Officer Hibbler, is on the scene, and he is gathering as much information as he can, and will get back to us as soon as he can, is what we were told. So we also have our Ezekiel Telemaco out near Parkway Village area. We'll bring him up as soon as I get word from our crew that we can. So that is at Perkins Road and Aloha. So I'm hearing we either have Ezekiel or we have Lauren. Which one were you all? Okay, so I'm hearing we have Lauren, who is outside of Regional 1 Hospital. So Lauren, you've been out there for a while now. Can you tell us a little bit about what has transpired since you got outside of Regional 1?
Yes, Pepper. So as you mentioned, there's a lot that we don't know at this point, but a lot that we are still working to find out. So to give you an idea of what things look like here at Regional 1 behind me, you can see there are dozens of officers here who are huddled up, talking to some people who may be family of the victim in this case. Potentially, again, that's information that we are still working to get from officers at this time. As we have asked them about this incident, about if there was an officer who might have been shot in this particular case, but we are working to get that information, and of course we'll bring that to you as we have it. But if you do look down this way at the scene, you can see dozens of police cars lined up. Earlier we saw the K9 unit here. So again, there are tons of officers here just trying to figure out and investigate the situation at this time. Again, it is important to emphasize at this point that we're working with very little information. We are waiting from Officer Hibbler, as you mentioned, to give us more of that information here. But those officers are talking to a lot of people, seemingly gathering some information at this time. Again, we're not sure about any victims in this case, about who may have been sent to the hospital, or why there is such a large presence. I mean, you see the sheriff's vehicles there, police officers, K9 units. Everyone is out here trying to investigate the scene and figure out more of what is happening at this point. And a lot of just bystanders also trying to ask officers for information and potentially seeing their involvement there. So of course, as we learn more, we'll be sure to bring it to you as soon as we can hear anything from officers, maybe from the sheriff's office, as we just saw a vehicle out here, or any other authorities who can explain more to us at this time. So we'll bring you that information as soon as we have it. But for now, live outside of Regional 1 Hospital, I'm Lauren Turman, ABC 24. Back to you.
Lauren, thank you. Yes, we know you'll stay on top of it, and I'm sure we'll keep you close in case we need to go to you again. But thank you. We'll let you get back there to monitor the situation. So our Lauren Turman obviously is at Regional 1 Hospital, keeping an eye on things there. And then we have our Ezekiel Telemaco live of the initial scene near Parkway Village. Right now, we're going to take a break, but we are staying on top of this breaking news. Don't go anywhere. We'll bring you the latest updates after the break.